Welcome to Smart Dollar Mindset, the channel dedicated to helping you achieve financial freedom through smart money habits and investing. Today, we're diving into one of the most misunderstood topics in personal finance, your credit score. You see, your credit score isn't just a number, it's a powerful financial tool. It affects whether you can buy a home, finance a car, qualify for a loan, or even land a job in certain industries. And yet, millions of people unknowingly make mistakes that quietly kill their credit scores. These mistakes can cost thousands of dollars in higher interest rates, limit financial opportunities, and keep you stuck in a cycle of stress and debt. In this video, we're going to break down the 7 most common mistakes that destroy credit scores. Not only will I explain what they are, but I'll show you why they matter, how they happen in real life, and most importantly, how to avoid them. By the end of this video, you'll understand your credit score on a whole new level and know exactly how to protect it, and even improve it. The first mistake that kills your credit score is missing payments. This might sound obvious, but it's the single most damaging action you can take against your credit profile. Payment history makes up about 35% of your credit score. That means every missed payment, whether it's your credit card, student loan, or even a small store credit account, can cause a significant drop. Here's the thing, a single late payment reported to the credit bureaus can stay on your record for 7 years. Imagine being 25, missing a credit card payment by 30 days, and still dealing with the fallout at 32. And the worst part? The higher your credit score is to begin with, the more damage a missed payment can cause. Someone with excellent credit might see their score drop by 100 points or more after one late payment. Think about Sarah, who was building her credit responsibly in her 20s. She had a 740 score, solidly in the good range. But when she moved apartments, her final utility bill got lost in the mail. She didn't even realize she had an outstanding balance. That $75 unpaid bill went to collections, and her score plummeted to the mid-600s. When she later applied for a car loan, her interest rate was significantly higher. That one oversight ended up costing her thousands of dollars. The lesson here is simple: always pay on time. Set up automatic payments, reminders, or calendar alerts. Even if you can only afford the minimum, make sure it's paid before the due date. Protecting your payment history is the foundation of a strong credit score. The second mistake that kills credit scores is carrying high credit card balances. This comes down to something called your credit utilization ratio. This ratio compares how much credit you're using to how much you have available, and it makes up about 30% of your credit score. Let's say you have a credit card with a $5,000 limit, and you consistently carry a $4,500 balance. Even if you're paying on time, your utilization ratio is 90%. That signals to lenders that you're financially stretched and potentially risky. The general rule is to keep your utilization under 30%. But the truth is, the lower, the better. Here's a real-world scenario. John had 3 credit cards with a combined $10,000 limit. He regularly carried around $7,000 in balances. His utilization ratio was 70%. Even though John never missed a payment, his score hovered around 640. When he made a plan to pay down his balances and kept his utilization under 20%, his score shot up into the 700s within months. Credit utilization is like a pressure gauge. The more pressure you put on it, the more nervous lenders get. Keeping balances low tells creditors that you're responsible and not over-leveraged. The third mistake is closing old credit accounts. This one surprises a lot of people. Maybe you think closing a credit card after paying it off is a smart move, less temptation, fewer accounts to manage. But closing an account can actually hurt your score in 2 ways. First, it lowers your total available credit, which can increase your utilization ratio. If you had 2 cards with $5,000 limits each and you close one, suddenly, your available credit drops by half. That alone can make your utilization appear much higher, even if your spending doesn't change. Second, it impacts your credit history length. The longer your accounts have been open, the more stability it shows. By closing old accounts, you shorten your average credit age, and that can lower your score. For example, Maria had a credit card she opened in college nearly 15 years ago. She hardly used it and thought it made sense to close it. What she didn't realize was that this card was her oldest line of credit. After closing it, her average account age dropped from 10 years to just 4. Her score slipped, and when she applied for a mortgage, she ended up qualifying for a higher rate. The takeaway? Don't rush to close old accounts, especially those with no annual fees. Keep them open, use them occasionally, and pay them off. They help your score more than you think. The fourth mistake that destroys credit scores is applying for too much new credit at once. Every time you apply for a loan or credit card, a hard inquiry is made on your credit report. 1 or 2 inquiries might not matter much, but several in a short period can signal desperation to lenders. It makes them wonder, why are you suddenly trying to borrow so much? Imagine someone applies for 3 credit cards in one weekend because they're chasing sign-up bonuses. Each application dings their score by a few points. Taken together, their score drops noticeably, and lenders may see them as risky. Now, there's a difference between rate shopping for something like a mortgage or auto loan, which is usually treated as one inquiry if done within a short time, and applying for multiple credit cards. The former is smart financial planning. The latter looks like financial instability. So be strategic. Only apply for new credit when you truly need it, and space out your applications to minimize the impact on your score. The fifth mistake is ignoring errors on your credit report. Studies have shown that 1 in 5 Americans has at least one error on their credit report, and these mistakes can cost real money. Errors can range from accounts that don't belong to you, to incorrect balances, to late payments that were never actually late. If you don't check your report regularly, you may never know. And those errors can drag down your score, costing you opportunities. Consider Alex, who checked his credit before applying for a mortgage. To his surprise, there was a delinquent medical bill for $1,200 listed under his name. He had never even been treated at that hospital. It was a clerical error. If he hadn't caught it and disputed it, he might have been denied the mortgage or forced to accept a higher interest rate. The good news is that checking your credit report is free. By law, you're entitled to 1 free report from each bureau every year through annualcreditreport.com. Rotate them every 4 months to monitor your report year-round. If you find errors, dispute them immediately. Protecting your credit score requires vigilance. The sixth mistake is co-signing loans without fully understanding the risks. When you co-sign, you're not just vouching for someone, you're legally responsible for that debt if they don't pay. And the account shows up on your credit report just like it does on theirs. Think of a parent co-signing a car loan for their child. If the child makes late payments, those late payments hit the parent's credit score too. If the child defaults, the lender can pursue the parent for the full balance. Many people with good intentions find their credit ruined because they wanted to help someone out. Unless you're prepared to take full responsibility for the loan, avoid co-signing. It's one of the quickest ways to damage an otherwise strong credit profile. The seventh and final mistake is ignoring the importance of a diversified credit mix. While this doesn't have as large an impact as payment history or utilization, it still matters. Credit bureaus look at whether you can handle different types of credit: credit cards, installment loans, mortgages, auto loans, etc. If your credit profile is too thin or one-dimensional, it can hold you back. For example, someone who only has a single credit card and no other accounts may have trouble pushing their score higher, even if they pay perfectly. On the other hand, someone with a credit card, an auto loan, and a student loan shows they can manage multiple forms of debt responsibly. The key isn't to take on unnecessary debt just to diversify. But as life naturally brings new financial responsibilities, managing them well can boost your score over time. Final thoughts. So, those are the 7 mistakes that kill your credit score: missing payments, carrying high balances, closing old accounts, applying for too much credit at once, ignoring errors, co-signing loans, and not maintaining a healthy credit mix. But here's the bigger picture. Your credit score is more than just a number. It's a reflection of your financial habits. It's the story you tell lenders about how you handle money, and it can either open doors or close them. Too many people think of their credit score as something mysterious or out of their control. The truth is, you have the power to shape it. By making intentional decisions, staying informed, and avoiding these common traps, you can protect and even grow your score. Imagine the opportunities that come with excellent credit. Lower interest rates, easier loan approvals, better housing options, and less financial stress. That's not just about saving money, it's about creating freedom and flexibility in your life. The journey to financial independence starts with the small, consistent steps you take every day. Protect your payment history. Keep your balances low. Monitor your credit report. Be strategic with applications. And never let a lack of awareness or discipline steal your future. Here at Smart Dollar Mindset, we believe financial freedom is possible for everyone. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. What matters is the commitment to learn, to improve, and to take action. If you avoid these mistakes and build smart money habits, your credit score will not only recover, it will thrive. Thank you for watching. If this video brought you value, please subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Together, we can change the way people think about money and build a future defined by freedom, not limitations.